On this week's episode of Bungalower and The Bus, I am back behind the microphone talking about how Holy Land is saying so long to their performers.
And I ate a whole bunch of tacos and saw a Sasquatch play the saxophone. What?
Welcome to Bungalower and The Bus. I am the Bus, John Busdecker.
And I'm the paint you can't get out of your paintbrush, Brendan O'Connor from Bungalower.com.
Brendan, where have I been for 2 weeks?
In my heart.
Okay, you locked me in your basement.
Yeah, I was going to get surgery to get you cut out.
Didn't let me out for 2 whole weeks. I missed Christmas, I missed New Year's, and I got out. And now I'm back.
You're going to want to go back in because apparently we're about to go into war. So
what happened while I was gone?
The world.
Nothing happened, right?
Fell apart.
Okay. Anyway, I was on vacation for a few weeks. So thank you, Scotty Campbell, for taking over while I was road tripping around.
I don't know if he had one more week in him, John. So I'm glad you came back.
He gave it his all those 2 weeks.
He
so
tried.
Thank you, Scotty. Yeah. So
pitter pattering his little feet.
But I'm glad to be back. It's a new year. We got new exciting things that we're doing this year with Bungalow and the Bus. We're gonna try to start telling everybody where we're going to be next week.
Yeah, so you can come along.
Yeah, so you can come hang out with us.
Next week, looks like we're going to Cilantro's.
Yeah.
Mexican restaurant over in Hourglass District.
Yeah, so come and hang out.
7 o'clock Thursday.
Yeah, come hang out, buy us some drinks.
Buy us a drink.
That's pretty much why we're doing this, so we can try to get some free drinks out of this.
I don't want to see your face. I heard we have a lot of cute listeners. I just want to see what they look like.
We've met some over the past few months.
All good looking.
Random. That's true. We probably have the best looking audience. We may not have the biggest audience,
but they're the best
looking.
They
are the best looking,
and
though.
They smell good.
Yeah.
Tonight we're hanging out at Nan's place.
Speaking of good looking men,
Matt Umbers, like cucumbers without the cuke. That's what I was told.
This is a new place.
New place, but in an older space. I've been here before. This was once Swoop Gallery. It's kind of over. It's on Horatio, off of Horatio and
Maitland.
Yeah, in Maitland.
This might as well be like another continent for you.
I don't write about them much. We don't
come
about
out to Maitland very much, Brendan.
Unless I'm going to Enzian, which we'll talk about that later. But I definitely did it up at Enzian the other night.
All right, before we get to Matt, I want to say if this is the first time you've listened to us, that we talk all about Orlando and their downtown areas, and like Winter Park and College Park.
Not Maitland,
but sometimes Maitland.
We'll talk about it on the radio.
And if you like what you hear, go to bungalower.com where you can read about all the things that we talk about, and then follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all the places.
All the things. But here on the radio, we read it to you because reading's hard.
That's right.
Let's talk to Matt.
So, Matt, how are you? And tell us about your place here. Nan's place.
Why is it called Nan's Place?
Yeah, hey guys. Yeah, certainly. Thanks for taking the time to meet.
Hold up a little closer to your chin, my friend. You got this. You got
it.
Yeah,
there we go.
First time.
It's not the first time. Sorry, Matt.
Thanks for having me. And Nan's place after my grandma, and went to fill out the LLC paperwork and realized I had to have a name.
Oh,
and thought where have I been most comfortable in my life, and it was my grandma and her house. And
okay,
no judging, get to hang out. Everyone's welcome. So that was the genesis behind it.
So it's it was always an art studio, and the previous tenant, she's still here. I don't want to say previous, but the name was Swoop's Gallery, right? Swoop Art Gallery. I know that she'd have after school art programs here, and she'd make her own art. You've come in, taken the building. She's still here, but you're also making art here, right? You're an artist.
Yeah, I'm a starving artist trying to do my own creative work and try and take on the legacy from Sandy and some of the work that she has done in the community and for kids, and to bring the community together. So.
What kind of art are you doing?
That's a great question. I've done everything from some comical penis art, believe it or not. I'm
laughing already.
I like it. Keep going.
I just had to say goodbye.
Found your market right here in Brendan O'Connor.
Yeah.
You will not be a starving artist for much longer if you got comical penis art.
Yeah, so I've sold some to some urologists, and I just had to get rid of Willies of the World, which was basically 216 countries, the different flags of penises, and the goal is...
I saw that on Facebook.
Yeah, it has now left the U.S., and it's on loan to England. And I just heard that it might be over to Portugal next week.
What?
So it's on
touring.
it's a touring penis. I've had people come up with different names, thinking that it should be called the Penis Treaty. So anyway, yeah, that's on its tour. So some of that, and then I splash some paint around and make as much mess as I can. So
maybe you should describe this place, because like I don't want people to think this is a bar or a restaurant, because a lot of times that's where we do our podcast, but this is a little bit different. This is not a bar or restaurant.
Absolutely, yeah. This is the first thing, candidly, that I've done without a plan. I bought this place. I fell in love with it. It is. I know what I want it to represent. And what I want it to help in the community. But it's not a bar. It is an art studio. But it's also a great place to host art events and events that hopefully haven't happened before. Something that's different.
Right now we're actually sitting outside in this beautiful space. I was actually really surprised. We pulled up, I parked, we went inside. It's an art studio and an art space in the front, but in the back it's huge trees, and you got a stage out here and lights, and we're sitting next to a fire pit. It's a beautiful space you got here.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, from the front, it's underwhelming, and you kind of go in, and it's an art studio, but I think you come out, and it's
just like me.
Yeah.
if I was an art studio, this would be me. It's beautiful. It's so cool. I love that there's a big face in the back eating an apple. That was original.
Yeah, that was original, and some kids made that from Peach and... what's that show called?
James and the Giant Peach.
Thank you. Yeah, and I was like, I like it, and it's staying, and yeah, it's cool.
So how did you end up here? How did you end up doing this space? Because this isn't you haven't done this your whole life. This hasn't been your business your whole life.
No, absolutely. I mean, I went on this journey of going back to my roots of what I enjoyed doing as a kid. Art, community, events are just sort of paramount, and I enjoy doing them. And then one day I came in, met Sandy, we opened up a bottle of wine, and she said, I don't want to sell this place. I said, okay, well, I'm just looking for space to mess around and make sure I don't get divorced, because my wife's kicking me out of the house doing all these art projects. And she said, actually, you know what, if you
peckers on everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you should see our wallpaper.
I think we're the same person.
So anyway, she said, well,
Brendan wants the model for you.
Oh, really?
It's another story.
So we agreed to buy it, and she was going to rent back from me, and the next day I bought it, and that was it. So it was a very quick story.
But in your previous life, you were like in corporate sales or something?
Yeah, so I've been in technology startups for 15 years. I've been at 5 of them. And grew those organizations and sold them. And I think being on the road and understanding being away from the family and maybe not living authentically, and then I ended up having some health problems like a lot of folks, and just said, I'm not going to live that life anymore. And came home one day and told my wife that, and that I was going to do penis art and buy an art studio, and we're still married. 6 months later.
She passed the test.
Yeah.
She's still here. And so now you're kind of in like a nesting phase, right? You're nesting. You've got this big, beautiful art studio. If people want to have an event here or see something, where can they go find out more information?
Yeah, so my wife is working on a website.
Okay.
But on Instagram, Nan's Place.
Which is how we found you.
Yeah, you can email me, call me. I'm open for ideas. All right, that's where I'm at. I don't have a plan for this place. I want to explore with people, chat to people, and
see what happens.
Yeah,
that's kind of where the most exciting things happen. There's a comparable space, Hanau Contemporary Art Gallery, which is like in northwestern College Park. And I don't know, have you been there?
No, I haven't, but I'll check it out.
You'll have to go. They just do, it's like on the edge, peripheral, and not just geographically, but also just kind of the things that they're doing. And they do some really interesting programming, and they get some national talent come and do concerts, and just because of where they are. And I think seeing the space and how pretty it is, and the intention behind it, you can pick that up when you come in. I think you're going to do well. And I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's the first thing I've ever done without a plan. I had a plan for everything I did, and that sometimes stops you from doing things. And this is I've opened it up, and I'm ready to meet with great
So you have
artists.
a couple. You've already had a couple events.
Yeah.
And you have one event in particular coming up that sounds really interesting to do with opera.
Yeah, so on February 8th, partner with Dixie Dharma and Sean Noonan and Opera Orlando, we're doing an event that's a buy one ticket, give a ticket. So basically buy a ticket for an all-inclusive evening, and in return we're giving a ticket away to people in the community, in civil servants, so firefighters, teachers, and again, it's to bring the community in all walks of life together in a way that hasn't really happened before.
Well, that sounds awesome, Matt. And we're going to come back here when things start sort of happening.
Yeah.
And we want to come back here periodically so we can kind of check up and see what's happening out here.
Cool. Always welcome, guys.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
us, Matt. We're going to keep drinking beer and keep talking about the news. How cool.
That was awesome.
How cool. I want to just drink beer by the fire pit here forever. Yeah. You did a great job, Matt. You did a great job. We're going to keep talking news. Anything crazy happen while you're gone?
I don't know. I was gone.
You're gone?
I mean, I did all kinds of stuff up in Michigan, but I've been keeping tabs on what's happening down here. Seeing a bunch of scooters coming in.
Scooters are coming soon.
Yeah, 4 scooter companies.
I don't think
they're all going to fight it out.
Good. They should.
Yeah.
That's how it should be, right?
Like
Marketing. I
a
wanna see what happens.
Thunderdome.
Thunder. Oh, like on bingo. I saw Sasquatch play the saxophone.
I saw that. That looked
the
awesome.
other day over at Will's Pub.
Was that like a surprise?
No, he was booked. Sasquatch. He tours the world playing the saxophone, and some really stoned dude right next to me.
You gotta be if you're gonna see a Sasquatch playing a saxophone.
I wish I was when I saw it, but I still loved every minute because I love me a Sasquatch.
Did he play recognizable songs or his own songs?
Some of his own, but then he also played some tracks, and the guy next to me was like, "What if this is really Sasquatch touring the world playing saxophone?"
That's amazing.
And that's why we can't find him.
We're like, he's right there
Because he's doing like divey bars playing saxophone. If you want to see what we're talking about, go to our Instagram at Orlando Bungalower. You'll see some videos.
Sad I missed that.
I went a little crazy. John, it was so fun.
It sounds great.
A little jazzy. Which I know
like
you
jazz.
Meet Sasquatch. I spent the whole day today, not the whole day, but half the day in the archives at the Orange County Regional History Center.
Nerd.
I will own that. And I had so much fun.
What'd you find?
I'm doing this whole series with them where I go through their postcard collection.
Oh, okay.
So they have thousands, tens of thousands of just beautiful postcards. Some were just donated with nothing on them, but others are like actual correspondence.
Wait, those aren't postcards. Those are. Oh, you mean on the back? Nobody
On the
wrote
back.
it. Okay,
On the
I
back.
thought they were
Oh,
just
no.
blank pieces of paper. I'm like, that's not a postcard. That's just an
it's
index
paper.
card.
Not a postcards. And
I imagine they have a lot because Orlando and Central Florida and Florida in general has been a tourist destination for hundreds of years.
And they have like it was also like a big sanitarium thing that people would come here to get well.
You got to get well down here.
And so
now people just get crazy down here.
It's true. Completely different reasons. But some of them are really heavy, John. Like you'll see just on the front, it'll just be like a really cheesy artist rendering of Lake Eola. But then on the other side, it's like,
I'm dying.
I checked in on our brother. He's gained 20 pounds. It's looking great.
That's a good thing.
He was sick all last night. And it's just like really heavy.
Well, there was no internet then. You had to send a postcard.
It's literally
cheaper, too.
They're texts.
Yeah.
These are old texts. People are, I just got off the train. See you in a couple minutes. Like that kind of like, I'm in town. Hope you're around.
Were they sexting at all?
Sexting.
Did you see any sexting postcards?
I did see one where
really?
I think it's a sexting, and we're going to share them all
what
very
did
soon.
You think? Was it in like old timey English? You couldn't read it.
It's in code, John. It's like leaving town at this time. We'll be home at this time. Just in time for milk.
Oh, I know what that means.
I know, and I was like, "Oh, is that a handy? Are they getting handies? Can we say handy on the radio?"
You just did.
Hopefully this will be it. This is our last episode ever.
It's all right. We'll still do a podcast.
Right?
We don't need
1915. Get home in time for a milk.
All right. It could just be milk.
Yeah, it could be. And then there was another one from like I don't know who it was, but she was like, "Hey, Hattie, I suppose you'll have a happy New Year.
Oh, what a passive-aggressive way to wish somebody a happy New Year.
Poor Hattie.
Yeah.
And we're going to share all of them. They're so
great.
funny, really cool graphics, and just really interesting stuff. We're going to be doing more with them, and I want to pick your brain about this, John.
All right.
The History Center has a whole archive of old movie reels, like film.
Yeah.
They don't even know what's on them.
Uh-oh.
So it's like
dirty movie reels.
It could be dirty movie. I don't
know why I keep thinking this is what's happening.
I know.
In the 1920s.
You're sitting on a beanbag.
That's
You're all
right.
excited.
Almost by a fire here. I say almost because the fire's not lit. But
you're
the
not even
fire's
drinking
hit.
beer. You're getting
I'm
a little
not.
randy.
I'm not.
What
happens when I go away for 2 weeks.
With your wife, you should be happy now.
I am.
You should be like this before you go back to your wife. I can't remember what I was talking about.
You're talking about the something at the History Center.
the reels.
Yeah,
film.
the reels.
So I want to digitize them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through their volunteer program, and then I'm trained how to handle stuff, and then I'm going to
just put gloves on. Boom, you're trained.
That applies for a lot of stuff. And so I'm hoping I can find a sponsor. So if anybody out there wants to hop in on this, let me know. We're going to be digitizing these films one at a time and then sharing them online.
I love it.
And then they'll have them in their collections.
Can you play them first, or you're not allowed to play them first? You have to digitize them blind?
I think you have to digitize them blind.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of fun.
Oh, yeah. You never know what you're going to get.
And I'm trying to work with the History Center to have a B-roll library of old school stuff. Some of them are like alligators walking in the street.
Oh, I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you just have those, and if you could buy a membership, all these film people locally, and it gives you access to like this collection of really cool Orlando, Orange County centric film stock.
What's it cost to digitize a reel?
Not much.
What, like $50?
I think $50 to $100.
All right. I mean,
John
why don't
Price
you,
found one in the dumpster, and he digitized it for $75.
Yeah. Why don't you do like a GoFundMe on it? I'm
like
sure
that.
we could raise $25 on GoFundMe.
I'm hoping
people raise hundreds of thousands of dollars. If we make our goal $25, I feel like we could find one person.
I didn't want to
like
Bernie Sanders it. I was hoping I could just find like one sponsor out there. If anybody out there, your company wants to be like really cool, like this whole series powered by I don't know.
Pick a company
Palmer's Gardens and Goods.
All right.
Let me know, and we would love to work with you and give you a shout out every time we release a new video. I
love it.
I think it'd be a great way to give back to the History Center.
Maybe you need to get the ball rolling. Maybe chip in that first $25.
I'll chip in the first
All
three because I'm standing by and I think it's a really cool cause. So
right.
I'm willing to just pay for it myself.
And then you're gonna get back something like this is boring. they're just running around a field for 25 minutes.
It could be just awful. But John Price,
I don't think so. I think it'll be great.
Yeah. Do you remember the one that John Price found? John Price, who was dissected at Greenwood Cemetery, found a reel that turned out to be like kind of a scathing commentary on how the city had ignored Paramore for so long. And it was like from the 60s.
Oh, it was it was like a news.
From channel WDBO.
But it was before, I think that was channel 6 before it was 6. And I think so. Yeah. No, I remember that.
And I've seen it. I have a copy of it. And it's not great.
No.
But it's really kind of like interesting to see people talking.
I'm
like
sure.
That, talking about Orlando. Like
I'm sure.
Out of the corner of their mouths. Yeah. It's cool to see.
All right.
So hopefully we find a lot of stuff like that.
So what did I miss while I was gone? Anything? No. I assume the city just shuts down when I leave. John's gone. We better just close down.
I heard you drove us here and you were listening to old episodes.
I was. I needed to get up to date
on
what was
so
happening.
Nice. I like that, John. Nothing.
Yeah, because I know you're going to ask me, did you listen to it while you were gone?
Yeah. Well,
so I don't want to lie to you.
Thank you. I went on an Al Pastor taco tour.
I saw that.
With Ryan Manning of MX Taco.
Did you find some?
We found 4 restaurants that say they do Al Pastor, one of which, not really.
Not really.
Do you know
what makes a taco an Al Pastor taco?
Well, let me tell you.
All right.
So back in the day, in the 19th and 20th centuries, Lebanese immigrants were moving to Mexico. I don't know why. Something to do with something geopolitical. And when they moved over, they brought their shawarma spits with them. And their children then married the shawarma skill and style with Mexican cuisine. And so they're doing pork on an up and down vertical spit. And they'll shave it off when it's nice and crispy, and then like put that on a taco with some pineapple and stuff.
All right. It's like a Euro taco.
It is, but it's like crispy. It's really decadent. And that's people who like love tacos and love like Central Mexico cuisine, love El Paso tacos.
All right.
And so we went to MX Taco, which does it great. Hunger Street Tacos, also delicious. And then I was brought to the OBT flea market.
Really?
Have you been there?
No. Wait, maybe.
It's just south of the
OBT.
408.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like a parking lot.
Yes.
But all the fencing is overgrown with vines, so you don't see it. So it's like Mexico Narnia.
Is it open all the time or just on the weekends?
Just on the weekend.
That's what
Saturday
I thought.
and Sunday. And it's like tents and weird like shipping container
It's a flea
structures.
market. I mean, that's every flea market.
And it has everything, John. It has like construction crew gear. It has shoes that just fell off a truck.
Have you been to the one at the Central Florida Fairgrounds?
I feel like it's comparable.
It probably is.
But this is all like Hispanic countries. It's not just Mexico. It's like also Argentina.
Yeah.
And the food vendors were off the chain.
I'll bet.
They make giant quesadillas, which are like family size.
I thought you said
quesadillas.
giant quesadillas.
What did I say?
Did you say giant?
Yeah, like large.
Oh, I thought that was like a term for the special quesadilla.
Oh no, I guess they call it gigantes. Gigantes.
I like it.
I
You
might
picked
have
up the
made that
language while you were at the flea market.
Well, you know, I'm a bit of a poser.
Yeah.
So you get me. I'm a chameleon, a social chameleon.
I'm sure they could tell you weren't from their country.
Yeah. Well, I was glad Ryan was there from
They're like,
MX
hey, it's
Taco.
Sasquatch from Canada. Why aren't you playing the sax, sir?
How dare you? How dare you? Where's your saxophone, Sasquatch? Ryan is from Mexico, so he was just busting out all the Spanish. I didn't have to know much except for like a heartfelt gracias.
Yes. Have you ever been to the taco truck Mexican at the one of the Mexican consulate? That one's
There's
awesome.
a taco truck at the Mexican consulate?
Yeah, right off of John Young Parkway. Yeah, we'll go one
I've
day.
been to the Mexican consulate.
There's a taco truck that's in front of that place every day.
Which looks like a speakeasy consulate. Because you don't expect it. It's like tucked away behind the Magic Ball.
No.
The consulate.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Like you don't see it. It's a giant like wind. What's that old movie? Like southern. It's like an estate. You
Gone
just
with
don't
the Wind.
It's like Gone with the
Yes,
Wind.
that's it. There's a truck.
Mexico.
There's a taco truck there. It's really good.
All right, I'll go.
All right, anyway.
Let's go. It's a date.
All right.
If you want to see these places and the pictures of stuff we ate, you can go on our Instagram. You can go to bungalower.com. Oh, we're almost out of time. Do you have time? When we get back from the break,
You're calling this
it.
segment?
We'll tell you about a new Michael Jordan apparel shop that's opening downtown. And I did a Bring to Orlando roundup of pop-up ideas that I think we need to make Orlando a better place. And we'll tell you all about it after the break. Wakeboarding plus Lake Eola. The Hullabaloo in Thornton Park is part music festival, part beach bash, part awesome sauce. Musical acts Sugar Ray and Eve Six will be hosting with local bands, including Oklahoma Stackhouse, for an all-day beach-themed festival in the middle of Florida winter, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Lake Eola, January 25th. The event is also going to feature an innovative rail jam, a motorized 150-foot-long wakeboard track with a pool. It's going to be crazy. Check it out. Tickets are $15 at the door, $10 ahead of time. VIP Bungalower Buddy seating section available.
Orange County Library System wants to make sure you know about these 3 things. See a sneak peek screening of Chef Marcus Samuelson's No Passport Required at Orlando Public Library on January 12th. Presented in collaboration with WUCF, the evening includes tastings and a panel discussion with Orlando food scene notables. Learn tips and tricks on how to trace your family tree by exploring a database offered for free at the library. Ancestry Library Edition Level 1 will be at our West Oaks Branch Library and Genealogy Center on January 14th. Roller Coaster Engineers is at the Washington Park Branch on January 16th. Tweens and teens can twist and turn paper materials to create their very own roller coaster. Learn about these 3 things and much more at ocls.info or call 407-835-7323. That's ocls.info or 407-835-7323. Orange County Library System is your place to learn, grow, connect.
Welcome back to Bungalower and The Bus. I am the Bus, John Busdecker.
And I'm just plain old Brendan O'Connor.
Come on.
The
It's
margarine
2020.
of local media.
It's 2020.
2020. Happy to be here, drinking beers.
We are here at Nan's Place.
Yeah. Our Nan's
place.
Yeah. It's not an Indian restaurant.
Nan. What did I say? Nan?
Yeah, it's Dan. It's Dan.
Nan.
It's Dan. It's just Matt Umbers, who's our host tonight, is British.
Yes.
But from Peaky Blinders land.
Yeah.
So it's a little
I thought he was
different.
from Claremont.
Oh, no. You're wrong.
Oh,
No, Maitland.
way off on that one.
Yeah, things are happening.
But yeah, we're here hanging out. If this is the first time you've listened to Bungalow and the Bus, shame on you.
Shame
first
on
off,
you, but thank you for doing it.
Yeah, thanks for listening. We appreciate it. But we talk about all things Orlando, especially the downtown Orlando neighborhoods like College Park and Winter Park and Soto, and sometimes Maitland. We venture up to Maitland, where we are this week.
I'm a fan of Maitland.
I am too.
I like what's happening.
And if you want to hang out with us, we're going to be at Cilantro's next week. Come check us out on Thursday night. We
Probably
record this
7
on
o'clock.
around 7. If we're not there
7-ish.
right at 7,
Yeah.
have a beer, hang out. We'll be there
Yeah,
eventually.
and settle down.
Yeah.
We'll be there soon. Before the break, we teased you a little bit.
Yeah,
Teased.
we did.
Yeah, we did. Did you hear about this Michael Jordan apparel shop opening downtown?
I did. So the original one was over at Disney Springs.
Yeah, the trophy room.
Yes, I think I wrote about that when I worked at Wesh.
Seems like something.
Yeah, years ago,
Yeah.
back in 2016. This was a big deal to have one of these here in Orlando. It's a shoe store, but more than a shoe store.
But that should be their tagline. It's owned by Michael Jordan's son, Marcus.
Marcus Jordan.
Good old Marcus Jordan.
Uh-huh.
So it closed in last spring, I want to say.
And we
in
should say
Disney
these
Springs.
are like high-end shoes, like the Air Jordans.
Yeah. And then, like,
Fancy Air Jordans. They're not just the regular ones you can get at Foot Locker.
how out of touch and old do we sound?
I
Like
know.
fancy
I know.
shoes, fancy dude shoes for
Uh-huh.
basketballs.
Yeah, I have like 4 pairs of shoes. That's
Don't
it.
play basketballs unless you got your fancy shoes on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm talking like that, but they, they're
Closed
opening
at
up.
Disney Springs.
Closed.
Said, you know what?
Unsuccessful.
You know where there's a lot of foot traffic and retail? Downtown Orlando.
Lake Yo. I don't know what they sold them, but they're going into the bottom floor of the Modera Central building.
And I make fun, but I'm happy. I'm happy we're having something different.
They're going to kill it.
Yeah.
When they do these shoe pop-ups downtown, there are lines around the block.
Sneakerheads is what they call those folks.
And for good
Now I
reason.
really sound like an old man.
There goes one of those sneakerheads. Don't give him money. He's a sneakerhead.
There used to be a sneaker boutique in downtown on
I
the
think
other
it's-
side of
I
I-4.
think it's
Yeah, over by the Amway Arena, Amway Center, over by like the soccer stadium.
there's
It's across
still
the
a
street.
sneaker showroom
is
on
it?
Magnolia.
Oh no, this used to be on Church Street,
Oh.
and it's not there no more. But when's this
Anymore.
place opening? Is it still called the Trophy Room?
Trophy room, and we don't know when, but it's going to be there probably by the end of the year.
Is that a brand that's all? Is it all over the country, or they're just like a few?
They got a
of them?
website. They got like DJ Khaled like holding up their sneakers.
I got a
and-
website. It doesn't mean anything.
It means they're still doing something.
True.
You're not.
No,
but, you know.
I'm just here with you. That's cool though. No, I'm glad there's something different downtown.
I'm a bad
you know,
friend. I
lots
found
of
that
lots
really
of taco places. I'm getting tired of taco places opening up. So
We did that tour,
taco tour.
and I shared it on Facebook,
How
and
come
someone
you didn't
said
come to our taco place? Did you get
nobody said that, which was fine.
That's good.
I didn't get yelled at by Pig
Everybody.
Floyd's yet for saying it was more barbecue than El Pastor, but I did get yelled at by someone who was like, "Oh, I saw someone wrote about tacos, and I knew it was Bungalower before I even clicked on it." Like, shut up, lady.
Yeah.
Shut up. I'll say it.
You do write about tacos a lot.
You're
though.
welcome. Well, I write about the climate. You write
Uh-huh.
about the weather. That's what happens. People are talking about.
You like tacos also. Well, who doesn't?
I don't like sit at home waiting for a taco story. I'm not like I can't wait till there's a taco story.
Maybe we start a taco blog.
Taco about it.
Is there a taco Instagram? Like there's a pizza one here, and
Look
there's
it
like
up. Look it up. Taco Lando.
I'm sure there is a taco one in the world, but I'm saying an Orlando-based taco Instagram.
Taco Orlando.
I don't want to start it.
I don't
Somebody
either.
else can.
Let's talk about these pop-ups.
All right.
Let's talk about this. I did a roundup. I did a list. Matt's beautiful wife just came in. We should acknowledge hello. Thank you for having us. For drinking all your beer. So we did this Bring to Orlando thing. This is an ongoing column.
This is just things that you want here in Orlando.
Yeah, that I think would make Orlando.
You don't want to actually do them. You just want somebody else to do it.
I would do it.
You just got too much going on.
Yeah, I got too much. I can't even brush my hair. You know what I mean? That's why I'm wearing hats all the time. So I'm hoping.
Or your teeth. Which is weird.
I just kind of exist. I eat a lot of wood. chewing on
that
trees.
That is not a euphemism there.
Oh, things are happening. We're talking about penis paintings with flags on them. Now eating wood. You're welcome, world.
Drinking milk earlier.
Oh, yeah, that postcard.
Yeah.
Did we talk about that on air?
Yeah, we did.
Did we talk about that? That's crazy.
So what do you want here in Orlando?
So like pop-ups. Pop-ups are things that like require just a little bit of investment, but they generally have a long-term payoff, right? And so that means like a pop-up restaurant would be one that doesn't have to get all the licenses and things. They can just come in with a catering license, maybe last for a month and then run away.
All right.
And so I have these 9 pop-up ideas because Orlando doesn't have many pop-ups.
Is that because the city is strict on it?
They're not strict because I actually tried to do one. We were going to do a pop-up tequila bar for 3 months. We had funding for it, everything, but the city just doesn't know what to do when they're
Maybe you need to start working with the county.
You know what? County doesn't care. I would just do it. If you're going to be in the county, just do it in the county and be like, oh.
Yeah.
5 years later, you shouldn't have done that.
Just apologize afterwards.
You're bad. So, some of the ideas I have.
All right, what's your best one? We'll start with the best one, and then we'll work our way down.
I think the best would be, for me, parklets in front of cafes.
Parklets?
Yes.
Explain what a parklet is.
So that's like a Californian concept. It's like taking over a parking spot and making it into a park. That's the simplified version. But some people are building them on trailers. And so you could like haul it in front, lock it up in front, and then it's literally expanding your patio space out into the street. And for people like Winter Park on Park Avenue, we don't need all that parallel parking. People, they don't even know how to parallel park.
First of all, they're already upset that they don't have enough parking in Winter Park. You want to take more away?
I do, and I want to add to the patio seating.
Freak out!
I want to take those chairs out of the middle of the sidewalk where, like, you're awkwardly, your junk ends up in someone's spaghetti bowl because you're just trying to like squeeze by. Shimmy,
I don't know what you're doing in Winter Park.
Not a lap dance. I'm just trying to walk over to Lululemon, but I can't get by because everybody's sitting in the middle of the sidewalk.
What are these meatballs doing in my
Move
spaghetti?
it into the street in these really cool areas, and it doubles the sidewalk. It's just better for everybody, and it can possibly double your seating for the restaurants.
All right, I like it.
I would like to do one. You could like build it
and
then rent
real
it out.
Grass or is it like AstroTurf?
It doesn't have to be grass. It could just be like a really cool patio you built on a trailer, like a movable patio.
All right.
Right? Parklet.
All right, parklet. Next. Yeah. Give me another one.
Community stages for busking. And
I like that. So speaking of busking, when I first moved here to Orlando,
please tell me
I was not a busker.
Okay.
I wrote a story about buskers for the Sentinel because I was curious how come we don't have buskers here. And there was a reason at the time. There was a city ordinance that you couldn't do it. But the thing was, the difference was this was back when they had those blue free speech zones, which they don't have in downtown Orlando anymore.
Because they realized it was unconstitutional.
Probably, yeah.
But to limit free speech.
You could legally busk in the free speech zone.
Yeah.
However, you could not solicit money from people. So the moment you put a hat down saying, give me money, that was against the rules. But if somebody gave you money, it was okay. Does that make sense? You couldn't ask for money.
It doesn't make sense because it's so dumb.
Yeah.
And I just do it. Like we can tell the difference between putting out a hat and like actively soliciting and being an aggressive panhandler.
I mean, that drum guy who's over playing buckets down by the Amway Center before Magic Games, they're great. Yeah. I love seeing those folks.
More of that. The city wants to see buskers. They want a busker program. The problem is they don't want to invest in doing it themselves.
I think what happens is cities get afraid, like, oh my gosh, what if everybody in their tubas show up and start playing?
Awesome.
I've always said, well, that would be awesome, but I've always said, like, the market will justify it. Like, if you're a bad saxophone player, you're not going to get any tips, so you're not going to want to do this. But if you're good at it, you might be out there.
Tuba Tuesday.
Yeah, so let the market decide who should be a busker.
Very capitalist.
It is a very capitalist.
I like
way to
it
think.
though, because it'll work.
So what would a stage do?
It just kind of formalizes it.
All right.
Like, you know that if they're up there, maybe not necessarily a stage. The picture that we shared looked like a megaphone, and they're like in the megaphone.
All
so
right.
It's doing this dual
I
purpose.
thought that was a shell. I thought that was like a big shell.
a Venus.
Yeah.
Funny,
I thought that was a shell.
You're very imaginative, John, but you were wrong. It's a stage. Amplifying the noise, but it also marks that it's a special space. And that if they're there, they probably should be there, right?
Would you have to audition at all, or anybody could do it?
You could. I think. Like we have a downtown arts district, right? What better use for the downtown arts district than to make that part of their programming?
I love it. I love it because some subways you have to audition, I think, to perform in certain subways in certain
or send in
cities.
a sample or like say here's a YouTube link to me performing. They know that you're not just going to sound
they don't
like
want you and
a dying cat
doing duets.
Maybe they do. And if I want to do that, free speech.
That's true.
But there's a difference. There's a difference between just free speech, you're out there doing whatever you want on the street, and there's another between like a city-sanctioned special spot for you to do your thing.
I agree.
And I think there's a lot of possibilities and opportunities for that to be happening in our downtown areas and Main Street districts.
Not just downtown. I mean, Winter Park as well.
Little pocket parks. Maybe a parklet.
One more. How about one more?
One more. Pop-up dog parks. So a lot of our areas, specifically downtown, like the Central Business District, don't have anywhere to bring your dog. And we've talked about this before. If I see one more person walk their dog out from 55 West and then just walk around a palm tree waiting for their dog to go pee, that is so sad.
What are they supposed to do, though?
There are empty lots where you could potentially work with the landowner to activate it, where make it a little dog run. I've seen like Baltimore has traffic islands, and instead of just leaving it as a traffic island with trash on it, they put up a little fence. So you can literally go there and throw a ball.
All right, I like that. That's a good idea.
And thank you.
That's a good idea.
Thank you very much.
There is a dog park downtown, but it's on the other side.
It's on the other. There's nothing to service, and it's the densest pockets of these areas down of our city.
Yeah,
don't necessarily have places where you can bring your dog. Which I think is crazy. That's not. So
what would a pop-up dog park look like?
There's places like PetSmart, those companies. They'll do it. They'll bring it to you, and it could be as simple as like just putting up a fence, and then a place to like water your dog.
Would it stay there for months?
It could. Really, the main issue is liability and setting up some sort of buffer between the landowner and the people who use the land with their dogs. But I think that's doable, and I think the city could make that happen.
All right.
Relatively.
Make it happen.
Yeah, so make it happen. So hopefully that happens.
I like it. So you can read the other 6 on bungalower.com.
Yeah, because we need to talk more about news. Actually, since we were talking about parklets, the Downtown Arts District, shout out to them, even though I was just kind of calling them out for not doing buskers. They're hosting a Fortify the Arts fundraiser on January 11th. That's this Saturday at 7 p.m. at the City Arts Building downtown. They are looking to fund a new public plaza in their alleyway. They're transforming their alleyway into a really cool public park that they can use for arts events and live concerts.
And dogs peeing.
Dogs peeing. Better than the people who pee there now. That's what I got to say. If you want to hear more about that, just type Fortify the Arts into bungalower.com. You'll find some more information.
Brendan, did you see that over at Holy Land, they're getting rid of their performers?
Yeah, talk about it.
So Holy Land Experience, which I know you're an annual pass holder.
I am.
Is a religious theme park here in Central Florida.
I'll make a pilgrimage every year.
It's been there for several years, decades, actually. And I guess I sort of read this story in the Orlando Weekly, and I think the Orlando Sentinel wrote about it as well. So I didn't know the history of that park, though. Apparently it started out as like an artifacts park where it was more of a...
What?
Yeah, you could like kind of see things from the Holy Land, and it wasn't like how it is today. So...
Like the Dark Ages? Like they tour like reliquaries?
I don't know. So kind of. So you can kind of see what it was like in the Holy Land. So anyway, it has evolved a little bit, and now there's a Coliseum, and there's performers. You can get your picture taken there. It's a whole experience.
Jesus walks the cross 4 times a day, right?
At least on a good day.
Okay, or a bad day.
Bad day. Don't even talk about it.
That's awful. But
so it's more of a theme park now, and it's been bought and sold a few times, and I think Trinity Broadcasting Network owns it now. And, some people get to go there on their free day, and the reason there's a free day is because that's how they keep their tax-exempt status. And so anyway, news came out this week that they're saying so long to their performers because they do all kinds of shows there. I've actually never been to Holy Land.
It's like a whale swallowing.
All
one,
kinds
right?
of things. Yeah. And so they're
Salome dancing.
Yeah, and it's probably, from what I believe, it's a cost-cutting thing because it's expensive to pay people to perform. However, and I say this not going there, but I have heard stories that the people that do perform are really, really good at what they do. I mean, they're fantastic, singers and dancers and all that stuff. And so I'm sure it's going to be a hit to people that's their job. Because, that's your job. You go there every day, you sing, you get paid, and now it's, one less place to perform.
Yeah. I don't know how...
You don't feel bad for the people that may lose their job over this?
Why are you... Well, don't paint it like that. I just... obviously, they're cutting corners. The people, the family who supported them forever, whose names escape me right now, pink big hair lady, Christian evangelists, no longer giving them money because they passed, right?
I think so.
Right?
I don't know enough about their history. I don't know what their numbers are even like.
Right
either.
After she passed, I remember they had a yard sale basically, and they sold off props. And I went to that because I wanted to see what would be there.
What did you buy?
I bought a Roman helmet.
I was gonna. If I had to pick anything, it was gonna be some sort of Roman costume.
Oh, yeah.
Some sort of
a Roman helmet, and it's got a huge, massive...
Yeah, I'm sure you've worn that
crest.
without the Roman uniform underneath it.
Well, when I'm doing dishes or raking the yard, yeah. Totally
I'll conquer you, Scotty.
That and my stilettos. They had, life-size disco ball horses, and they had, just the gaudiest, weirdest things, but they made... bank.
I'm sure
stuff, and
people like you.
Because of people, and it was packed. They did it for a week. People were literally making pilgrimages to own a piece because some of these were set pieces from the shows when they used to those crazy Christian people would come and talk about how awesome it was there to save your souls. I don't know what people talk about on those. So they're having money problems. It's not. It's not an insanely popular park.
I was going to say, I don't. Besides that free day, I don't know how busy they are.
Allegedly. Please don't send a lawyer after me. All allegedly. This is what I...
Well, I mean, I don't know the reason behind getting rid of performers, but I mean, I assume it's a cost-cutting thing.
Maybe they just don't like actors.
I'm sure it's not that.
Maybe they got rid of them because they want to start a whole new program.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? We don't.
Because we didn't really research any
If they have another yard sale, I'd love to go.
Yeah.
I would totally go.
All right.
Yeah, I need a matching toga for my helmet.
So I don't know when their last dates are. I don't really know any of that. Like I said, I read most of the story that the Weekly did.
Do you want to go catch a show before they stop?
Maybe.
I'd go with you. What is it,
I don't want to
$20?
No, it's like $50.
$50?
Yeah, well, it's a attraction.
You get a back massage? What do you get for $50?
Yeah, you get to walk on water while you're there.
I'll do it. Maybe get a little biscuit, the body of Christ.
Oh yeah.
You leave. That's get saved. I like it. Did you hear about this dispensary thing?
No.
We're gonna go from Jesus to pot.
All right,
straight to pot. The city is removing the cap on dispensaries in town.
Really?
They had it capped at 7, and now they're just going to open it up to as many who want to open it, which is crazy to me. And
Brandon, we gotta go. We got events to do.
Let's do events. We're going to bring on Sarah the intern.
Sarah the intern.
She's going to tell us about what events are happening this weekend. It's a new segment we're doing, and then we'll come right back.
All right.
Hey guys, it's Sarah the intern, and if you have no plans for the weekend, here's a list of very interesting things going on. Starting on Friday, we got bartering and beer. You can exchange clothing and books, swap vinyls or electronics. This is a great event if you're balling on a budget. And it's happening at 7 p.m. at the Nook on Robinson, located at 2432 East Robinson Street, and it's free. All right, on Saturday, we have the basics of veggie gardening in Central Florida. Here you can learn how to grow veggies and how to work with pH, fertilizer, irrigation, and how to combat diseases. It's happening from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. at the UF Agriculture Extension Office located at 6021 South Conway Road. Another free event as well. All right, and we have the 2020 Orlando Coquito Masters. This sounds like a lot of fun. There will be coquito tastings, and you have the chance to vote to name the next Orlando Coquito Master. It's happening at 2 to 5 p.m., and it's free at Matt's Latin Barbecue, located at 6607 South Cimarron Boulevard. Orlando Beer Week launch party, and it's time to celebrate local breweries and the local brew scene all week at Red Light. This is the time for you to finally get that crash course in brewing your own beer. It's happening at 4 p.m. at Red Light 2810 Corinne Drive. Florida for Warriors, Orlando Silkies Ruck. Hike with veterans in their silkies to prevent veteran suicide. Heads up, veterans, reservists, and enlisted service people only participate, but you can meet them along the route and buy them a drink to show your support. It's happening at 8:30 in the morning to 6:30 p.m. At Wall Street Plaza, 25 Wall Street. We have Cage Miss also happening. Celebrate Nicolas Cage's 56th birthday with a screening of his best movies, themed art, and drink specials. This is one for the true fans. It's happening at 9 p.m. at the Falcon, located at 819 East Washington Street, and there's no charge for admission. The Gnarly Barley turns 8, and the party kicks off at noon, so come by and try some rad beer, great food, and listen to music, and more. It's happening from noon to 10 p.m. at the Gnarly Barley, located at 7431 South Orange Avenue. And Sunday's the last night for the Asian Lantern Festival. You have all weekend to make it out to see the flying Asian lanterns in the nighttime sky. It's happening from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Central Florida Zoo and Botanical Gardens every day this weekend. This would make one heck of a selfie moment. Alrighty, folks, for more information on what to do this weekend, go to bungalower.com/events.
And that's all the events, John.
That was good. Sarah killed it on her first time.
Good job, Sarah. And that's great. We don't have to rush anymore. We can just let Sarah do her thing.
Yeah.
Thank you to Non's Place
Here
for
in
hosting
Maitland.
us tonight. Gorgeous. We're going to share some photos on Instagram so you can see how pretty this was. And tune in next week. We're going to be at Cilantro's.
Join us.
Yeah, if you're cool.
Come hang out.